Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the TA, part number Dh Bb179Rc532Nrp454. Also has this new part number, apparently CP4540 BBNRP-26D. These imported hardware companies, these companies that specialize in importing hardware, the part numbers seem to change with the tolling of the bell at noon for some unknown reason. Regardless, this is a hinge that is this is a specialty hinge, but very common and practically ubiquitous, actually. What is it? This is a hinge that's used on aluminum storefront doors where they're 4.5 tall by 4 wide, and they've got this tiny little radius, which is technically 5/32 of an inch. Just heavy on 1/8 of an inch. It's not 1/4 inch. And what some guys will do, seriously, they'll just take a 4.5 by 4.5 or a 4.5 by 4, and they'll put that tip on the bench grinder and make it that little radius. And that certainly works. Well, it doesn't work for everybody, naturally. So here's the genuine article. So let's go over it. The BB in the part number, regardless, is going to mean ball bearing. And when you have a 5-knuckle hinge that is standard weight thickness, it will have 2 bearing packets in it. Standard weight on this hinge is going to mean 134 thousandths by definition. Let's see what the caliper says about this hinge. Indeed, 134 thousandths. Right on the nose, as a matter of fact. So the thickness is correct. 179 is a reference to the fact that it is full mortise, 5-knuckle, standard weight. The RC532, that's easy. Radiused corner with a 5/32 of an inch radius. NRP is going to mean that it's security pin. There's a set screw that has been drilled and tapped in the barrel. In the pin that's inside of here, there has been a groove cut in the pin itself so that when you seat the pin and tighten the set screw, that set screw will go into the notch, the groove that's in the pin, preventing you from pulling it out, making it basically impossible to pull that out. The 454, that means that the hinge is 4.5 tall by 4 wide. It's very important to know that the height is the first dimension on hinges. Maybe if it's a 4.5, maybe it doesn't really matter. But if it's 4.5 by 4, or say 4.5 by 6, wide throw hinge, it's important to realize height by width. You don't want to order up a bunch of hollow metal doors with 4.5 inch preps when the specs call for 5 by 4.5 inches. True story. Satin chrome, 26D, that's going to mean 3 things. First, it's made of steel. Second, it has a satin chrome finish on it. Third, it's going to have a lacquer on it as well. And this does, indeed. Now, the important part. When you buy one, you're purchasing 3 hinges. They're sold per box. Please take note of that. The unit price is for 3 hinges. You're going to get all wood screws and all machine screws as well. The box, I've already shown you what it looks like. Full mortise. What that means is that you can see from the swag on the hinge leaf there that when the leaves are brought parallel, they're meant to be mortised flush to the door and frame because you want to achieve that margin between the door and frame, the margin between the two leaves, as a matter of fact. Okay, so that's the definition of full mortise. And having said this, finally there is a link below this video to a document called Instructions, which is really not instructions. It's a link to an old product catalog from Transatlantic, so that is useful in the sense that it will show you some additional items, I suppose. We've covered where you use it, what it is, why it is. Finally, now, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Transatlantic products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. Transatlantic is a name synonymous with good quality imported builders hardware. If you have any questions on the Transatlantic, their part number BB179Rc532Us RC532Nrp454 Us26D, hinge, or any other Transatlantic product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.